Go ahead, I'll be back in a second. All right, now I'm going to do this. Whoops. I'm going to do the speed version of this. I'll be able to see myself. There we go. I'm going to do the speed version of this. I'm only going to talk about specifically what you have to do. I do not like when adults read to me, so I'm not going to do that to you guys. Make sure that you read through the packet as you go. Okay, there's going to be two parts. If you go to page 3 on your handout, even if you're at home, it says making a wet mount. We're going to do 2 of those, and I'm going to show you how to do that this morning. And then as you make each wet mount, there are questions to answer. So you go through the packet while you're doing the activity. Right? I would say experiment, but you're not experimenting. And then there's going to be a part 3, depth of field focusing. That will be the second wet mount, and I'm going to show you how to do both of those. Now let's take a look in the packet. Stuff you don't have to do, and this is important if you're at home as well. Sorry. If you go to page 5, you see where it says part 4, comparing the stereo microscope. I want you to X out from there to the bottom of the page. We will not be doing that. I only have 2 stereo microscopes, so there's really no way to effectively do this. Let's go to page 6. Get all this way all the way now. You will not do. Let me see. Hold on. The entire page 6, you will do none of that. Put a big X on it. Page 7, you will not do number 30. Put an X on number 30. You're not doing number 30. And all of this will be part of your lab report, so you have to finish this. Let's go to the last page, page 8. You will not do 32, 34, 35, and 36. Everything else I've deemed important. If you have any questions about that, you guys in class can ask me anytime. At home, you can just shoot me a PM or email, okay? Now, let's take a look at making wet mounts, and that's what you're going to do. We'll work in groups of 2, no more than 3. Because if you go to 4 people, then at least one person's doing how much work? Nothing is the correct answer. So groups of 2, if we can. Oh, it looks like we have an equal number. If Ken comes over and works with Hoyt, we're good, right? Everybody else can work together. So we'll have groups of 2. And you're more than welcome to work on your own, but you don't have to. All right, now, if everybody will draw their attention over here, and I think I'll try to get as close to the camera as I can when I'm doing things. Over here, we have scissors, we have magazines, 2 different colors of thread, pink and brown, cover slips, slides, and water. That's all you need, and I said this was going to be very simple, okay? Now, the first part, making a wet mount, says to use the capital letter R. You can also use a lowercase e. Make a note. Capital R, lowercase e. Can you use any other letters? Say no. Say no.
No.
No. You will not see what you're supposed to, thank you. You will not see what you're supposed to see using any other letters. Now, let me give you some advice. In the magazine, you cannot use anything from the cover or anything from the intro. It must be regular print from the article. No headings, no titles, no subtitles. Regular print. We want it to start out really, really what? Small. So a capital R, lowercase e, regular print. I don't need these magazines, so you're more than welcome to just tear out a page. Whatever you don't use, where does it go? In the garbage. Very good. Lowercase e, capital R. Once I have that cut out, now listen, when you cut out a single letter from a magazine or newsprint, and you put it down on the table, what's most likely going to happen? Gone. Do not spend 30 minutes looking for it. What should you do? Just get another one. Please don't waste time looking for something that small. Okay? So let's assume you have it cut out. You have your letter cut out. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be right back. I will also put out the forceps for those of you who have sausage fingers. You know who you are. Okay. Some of you laughed at that. That's good. If you need to control your letter and your fingers are too big, you can always get a pair of forceps and just pick it up and hold it. Okay. So once you have it, you're going to get a glass slide. Let me make sure that's on camera. When you get a slide, you only want to use your thumb and forefinger on the corner of the slide. Did everybody see? I'm going to put my finger in there and I'm going to drag that slide out like that. We never want to grab it in the middle because what will happen? You'll have fingerprints, and that's bad microscopy. We don't want that in college. So I'm going to hold it like that, and then when I do grab it in the middle, where should I hold?
Side.
On the edges. Got it? Then I'm going to put my letter on the slide. Now I'm doing this airborne. You would do this where? Closer to the table in case you dropped it, you don't break the glass. If you break the glass, if you're afraid, I will clean it up and it must go in the garbage can. We don't do what? Don't swipe it on the ground. Everybody laughed. You assume that people would know that, yet kids do it all the time. Okay, so I'm going to set that down for now and I'll be able to pick it back up. Now the cover slips, you got to be careful. You don't want to go in here like a grizzly bear into somebody's tent looking for some honey. Or the people that are in the tent. I'm just kidding. Okay? These are really, really thin pieces of glass. You want to do the same thing. You want to gently take your thumb, and there's always oil on your fingers, and that will allow you to just drag one of them. Oh, I just got 7 of them. I got one. You just want to get one. I don't even know if you can even see that on camera. That looks funny when I do that though. So I'm going to set that back down. I have one of them. I am then going to grab that by the edges like that in my hand. I'm going to slide it out a little bit further. You can see, do you see my big thumbprint right there? Okay, witness. Oh crap, water. Did that out of order. Great demo. All right, so the letter is on there. It's a wet mount, so we have to add water. It's a wet mount. What are we adding?
Water.
So that it's wet, right. So the letter's on there. I like to put it against the pad of my hand, get the dropper right over it, and we're gonna go 1 drop. Bang. Right on the letter, okay? If you get too close to the letter, there are gonna be electrons on that newsprint. And water has partial charge. If I get too close, where's my letter gonna end up? If I get too close to the letter, if I don't drop it on, if I get too close, where's the letter gonna go? Come on, talk to me. It's gonna go into the dropper and you're like, oh my God, how do I get it out of there? That's how you do it. I don't want you panicking and spending 10 minutes on a problem that you don't need to solve, okay? It's so funny. Let me put that back in there. Here's my cover slip. All right, I'm gonna get my cover slip now. All right, now I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this on the, you guys live will be able to see this better. I have a drop of water on there, and then my letter's probably spinning around in the whirlpool. To do a wet mount properly, you take the cover slip, you set it on the glass where it's dry, no water, 45-degree angle. This is in the instruction in the packet. Slide it up to the water till it forms a bead, and then slowly lower it, and then let it go. If you do it correctly, I'll be off camera, there are no air bubbles. Pretty sweet, huh? Now, if you have larger things, there might be some air bubbles just because microscopically it's really thick. But with that newsprint, it'll look like that. Now, this is the trick. When you put this, sorry, my glasses are sliding down. I tried to go right through the shield there. When you put this on the microscope, when you're looking at it under the stage, you want it to look like the capital R or the letter E. So you might have to do what with the slide a little bit? Say it out loud, I'm doing it. You might have to turn it. I want the letter sitting properly like a real letter on the stage. That way when you look in, you will see what the microscope is doing to the image, and that's one of the most important parts of the lab. Okay? Wet mount. Now I can speed this up. When you do the wet mount of the thread, do you need to take 3 feet of thread? No, you want the thread to fit under what? Under what? The cover slip. You want it to fit, you don't want it hanging out, that's just weird, okay? So you just take a little piece of pink and a little piece of brown. When you put them on the center of the slide, you want to put them in the form of the X so that one is clearly on top of the other. Add the water, cover slip, follow the instructions and answer the questions. Same technique both times. Now here's my advice before I turn you loose. You're probably gonna get 1 done today. If you work with other groups, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. If you work with other groups, some of you start with the letter, some of you start with the thread. Guess what you can do to save time? Switch. You don't have to, but you could. Anybody have any questions? Nothing? I'd like you to at least get 1 done today. We'll finish the other one on Monday. Any questions for me? I'll be here at home. Obviously, you guys aren't going to watch this for a while. right, no questions. I'll be here to help you. Let me know. Ready, set, go. All of your stuff's over here. Hey, when you're done with your slides, listen. The whole thing in the garbage. Done. Okay? Clean up your area. Make sure that all of my stuff looks neat and professional. Don't make it look like a trash zone over here. Go. Everybody moving. Getting stuff for your table.